nuclear weapons, and I've segued to nuclear power, and I consider nuclear power the tail that's wagging the dog. And I would really like to encourage people to learn more about that and understand the dangers in nuclear power. And as Mary Olson pointed out, the Obama initiative to create a lot more nuclear power as, quote, the answer to climate change. I work with the Citizens Awareness Network, and we have a table over there, and there's lots of materials. And I hope everybody will at least take this piece with them. This is from Alice Stewart, talking about the effects of low-level radiation, changing our genetic makeup, going down through the DNA, and destroying the future generations. Vermont Yankee Power went online in 1972 with the permission granted by the legislature by a one-vote margin. At this point, we've had a lot of activism. Some groups have stayed working against Vermont Yankee for decades now. They really tried to stop it, but were unsuccessful, but continued working. With the sale from the local utilities to Entergy, Nuclear Power Corporation, things really escalated very fast. And what happened was that they bought it as pennies on the dollar old reactor. They put in about $1 million, and they immediately went for a 20% increase in the amount of power they could generate. And that was granted by the state under the Republican governor, Jim Douglas. And that's been the real loggerhead of trying to get by anything. He's got his appointees, his cronies in every important place in the state blocking our initiatives. It's a Mississippi-based company, and we have been making a lot of inroads lately. After the sale, I became very active, and we created the Shut It Down Affinity group. We had a big march through Brattleboro. Daniel was arrested on the roof holding a big banner. And there's been actions. It's been hard to sustain the actions. The last action, we've been arrested 8 times, our affinity group of 6 women, including Frances Crowe, who's really out there with us in a fabulous way. Many of you know her, she's 90 years old now. We've held prayer vigils on the anniversary of Chernobyl in downtown Brattleboro, taking that as a warning as to what can happen. We've did a march through Brattleboro with a few hundred people, and 26 people got arrested. Jean, I think you were part of that. And several affinity groups formed, but petered out. One of the reasons that the groups petered out was, well, they arrest us and then they drop the charges, and people felt dismissed by that, and what point was it? Over there on our table, I have a scrapbook of actions. We've hung banners over their sign saying weapon of mass destruction, renaming the site. We left effigies there and were arrested at headquarters a few times. We spray painted on the driveway, danger zone, do not enter, put radiation symbols out with the spray paint. And we thought we'd get something for that. We thought, finally, you know, we're destroying this driveway. They've got to blacktop it or something. There'll be charges, and they dropped the charges again. And so our last action was to breach security. And we had our support person drop us off. We have a very wonderful support person who's with us all the time. We never let the public know when we're going to be doing our actions, but we always bring the press with us, and we're always on the front page of the papers and VPR radio, etc. And so we got driven up right to the gate, which is always open, and we went through carrying our camping stools. So we sat down immediately on the other side of the fence, and the guard had come out of his guardhouse, and he said, "This is illegal, you can't go here," and we just kept saying, "Have a nice day," and kept walking, and it was like herding cats. There was nothing he could do. And sat ourselves down with our signs, and that was on the most holy day of the Jewish year, Yom Kippur, and we felt that that was a really sacred act, And even though we know that they are armed, shoot to kill with automatic weapons, we thought they would have a hard time with that, with us sitting down inside. And so that's, my time is up. But please do come to the table and take materials, look at the scrapbook, and when you're talking